Hello, this is Chad Everett Brochures. I'm the founder of a human manual and Ascending to Total Maturity, and there's several things that I'm working on that are all developmental. So today's video is on, this is Confessions of a Developmental Mind. So what do I do? What I do normally with everything really is I really look for the developmental values in anything I experience. So I've focused on a lot of things in my life, especially in my through my 20s and into my 30s. I'm currently 35 years old. I've focused on so many things, like developing myself in a financial aspect or my business, working for corporate America and how to develop myself there. I've developed myself in so many places, and I'm not done. And by saying develop myself, that doesn't mean completed by any means. But what today's video is on is I've recently entered into an exclusive relationship with a longtime partner, and now we've discussed many things as far as, like, child rearing and so many other aspects of development. That is a union development. So the joys, right? So one of the things that we do as human beings is we have a habit of kind of finding the areas we get acknowledged in public and by our communities for being proficient at. We become acknowledged. These character attributes, whether that is, you're really good with money, or you're really good in your business, or you're a funny person, or you're a likable person, you're charismatic. You have that gift of gab, which is one personally I've been acknowledged for, as well as being articulate and intelligent. I have many rebuttals to a lot of these things, but I'll stay case on point. That we do have a lot of different things we develop ourselves by, different attributes. You may be a physical person, you may exercise a great deal. Another thing that I've been acknowledged for, not seeking a bodybuilding position or whatever, but I had aspirations in a very youthful mind for that. Now in my later years, or at least at the current point in time that I'm in, I don't have that desire personally. But the Confessions of a Developmental Mind is, now that I'm in this exclusive relationship with a very loving partner, we share some insecurities. We have areas that I've personally buried because of past pains and things. And some of those areas are the less than desirable. We hide them. We're ashamed of them. Ideas like jealousy or, any other area that's an insecurity, they're not look good things, so we'll hide them. And I'm here to be as authentic as I can be, as real as I can be, and if anything, maybe inspiring people to kind of, take it easy on yourself. If you want to get over something, recognize that there's something there to get over, right? Don't try to hide it because of some optimistic viewpoint that other people are going to shun you. It'll happen. People shun other people because they don't want to face their own fears. They're tired of dealing with certain things. You're only tired of dealing with it because it's come up many times in your life. Even if you're on the receiving end, you do have a role in it. You either help the person that you're with grow, or you don't. And if you don't, it'll show up again in another person another time. May not be the same degree of a relationship, but it'll show up again because you haven't grown through that lesson, nor can you help other people grow through it. So, today's was inspired by a really interesting experience early on, very early in our day. And my kind of mind, it seeks to understand answers or find answers and to fill all voids so that things make sense. I'm such a huge advocate for development that it's hard to get me not to want to understand something. And I have a newer position, newer that it's a couple of years old versus, the other mindset, which I used to be blindly optimistic. So I usually don't speak too nicely about people that are blindly optimistic, at least not the belief of being blindly optimistic. The people themselves, I love them. The belief, I can see the drawbacks, and I'm not the biggest advocate for the drawbacks or the belief system because of the drawbacks of it. So that all being said is for the reason that we don't like to expose ourselves to the negatives. We like to try to hide them because we don't want to be ostracized by our society, our community, our partners. So this morning's experience was one that jealousy snuck in. I was less than the most pleasant person to be around at the moment. Blessings to Ashley for being such a human being to be able to tolerate such a display of childishness. But I get the joy of growing through it rather than hiding it, suppressing it, and thinking that it's just going to go away. Videos like this help. It's relatable. I don't know anyone that's never experienced jealousy to some degree in some area. It doesn't have to be an intimate relationship with another person. It could be your own intimate relationship with yourself. You're lacking development. Jealousy, like hate, the idea that's modern now, I'm hating on this person because of this or that. It doesn't have to exist. It really doesn't. You just have to learn to grow through it. So you don't have to hate on somebody else because they drive a Porsche and you have what you would call a jalopy or whatever, right? You're driving around in something that's you would consider outdated or whatever, and somebody else is, have the privilege of traveling and doing whatever they want and having nice things, nice cars, whatever. Everybody has their own challenges. Everybody has overcome certain things. And if you hate on that person or you dislike that person or you shun the opportunity, you deny yourself that growth. It is the same in all aspects. So, my experience, it's not the prettiest thing to admit that I had a moment of jealousy, or that I've had moments of jealousy now that I've opened this area up in my life, this Pandora's box, if you will. But my beautiful viewpoint on this, and you can call it beautiful, I choose to, is that it's opportunity for growth. I refuse to deny myself those opportunities. It just is uncomfortable at times, and it takes something in the other person to be aware of so that it gives privilege for growth, like it is for my partner to give me privilege for growth. As also I do for her, it just seems that the tables have turned a little bit because she spent a lot more time emotionally developing herself in relationships, rather than my area that I chose to develop myself was to kind of cover this up, kind of like a cat that's just gone to the bathroom. It's business that I can't avoid forever, but I at least buried it long enough to occupy myself developing in other areas. So I hope that this video has been of value for you. I'm enjoying it. As you can see, I'm smiling because there's a lot of funny aspects as I consider all the other areas that I've become proficient in and people have acknowledged me for, and now comes this confession where they may lose some sort of appreciation for me because, oh my God, he's a normal person that has some sort of, areas that he has to work on, So with that, thank you very much for watching this. I encourage you to give me feedback. Again, this is Chad Everett Brochures. I am the founder of the Human Manual and Ascending to Total Maturity. You'll predominantly hear about the Human Manual because it pretty much covers everything. Thank you very much for your time. And please feel free to comment as much as you like. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Or don't. It's your frickin' choice.